back to channel for another reaction. It's exciting day, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it again with the band President. Not gonna lie, they have been probably one of my favorite bands to come back and check out lately. Even though they've only dropped about a couple singles or so, they still have that mysterious factor. No one knows who they are. They just came out of nowhere, it seems like, but I like it. They have a weird kind of writing style. It's not typically my perfect kind of taste, but I can get behind this band, you know? They mix the pop genre with the metal, with the modern tones very well. Like I said, a lot more on the poppy side of things, to be honest, but, you know, I feel like they do it in a way that's different amongst other these mainstream, you know, metal bands, if that makes sense. But they definitely have that unique image. They have that unique style to them, and I'm excited, man. I've been waiting for some new President for quite some time. Like I said, they dropped the first two singles. You know, In the Name of the Father was the first one. Probably one of my favorite ones so far. I do listen to that one from time to time. It's very catchy. Verses are catchy. Chorus is catchy. You know, has a little bit those genty down-tune style riffs in there with the breakdown at the end. So, and I like that one. It's a very interesting track. Very new for the ears. Very refreshing, I would say. Then they came out with Fearless. That one is, you know, that has the catchy chorus as well, but that one's a little bit more on the poppy side of things. I feel like a little bit more on like hard rock kind of vibe, in my opinion. So I like that one just a little bit less. But this one, who knows what this one's gonna bring, ladies and gentlemen. This one, I've been hearing some things that this one is probably one of their heaviest ones.
Got him!
So fingers crossed, hopefully we get some, you know, hardcore breakdowns. Hope we get some, like, you know, screamy riffs, some screamy kind of like verses in here, or some screamy kind of like chorus kind of thing. I don't know. It's gonna have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm also excited because they are just announced they're releasing their first ever EP later this fall, fairly soon actually. So I'm definitely hyped and super excited for that one. So I don't know if they're gonna save, you know, the rest of the tracks on the EP, or they're gonna trickle out those like when it gets closer to the one. So I don't know. Just gonna have to wait and see what those ones sound like. But for those of you who are lucky enough to see them on the Download Festival and they did their first ever live show, I'm pretty sure you guys heard all those tracks already. So be sure to let me know which ones are your favorite one. But when that EP drops, I'm definitely going to be doing a reaction to that one. So they're becoming one of my favorite bands, I'm not going to lie. You know, even if they are, you know, members of another band, or if it's like a little side project kind of thing, or if it's an industry plant kind of thing, you know, people can say what they want, you know, who cares? You know, it's just, if the music's good, I can get behind it, you know. A lot of these people that get mad or they get upset singing like, oh, they're not really a real band, they're not really, you know, a unique band, they're not really, you know, they're just part of another band, or they're just some like kind of corporate, you know, identity. You know, who cares, man? As long as the music's good, as long as the image is, you know, unique enough, you know, I can get behind it. And so far so good. I have no complaints with these guys so far. So apparently a lot of people like them, so you can't deny that they do have a fan base, you know. So, but it is kind of weird seeing them pop out of nowhere. But we're just gonna have to wait and see what the real truly identity is of these guys, hopefully in the near future. But before we get started, appreciate that subscribe, really appreciate it, and to really help me out. And if you like President as well, just as much as I do, be sure to like on this video as well. And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by, checking out some awesome videos. So we're just getting started on these heavy bangers, ladies and gentlemen. No time wasting, let's get right into it. This is President's newest release track titled Rage. Very leaning to the pop section here. Feels like EDM style vocals. Let's go, boys. Bring the atmosphere in. Let's go, boys. Very leaning to that, you know, modern pop sound so far. But we can go a completely different route in an instant. Let's get it.
Keep calling your name out, but
he is. Let's go, Mr. President. Where are we going? Oh, no chorus coming in? Okay. A lot more EDM this one around, though. Not what I was expecting, but I'm open. Oh, there it is. Tone. Woo! Those high vocals, though. I like that. It really shows the emotion. The strain in the man's voice. Let's go, boys. Very mysterious vibe. There's those goody gents. Woo! Let's go, boys. Let's get it. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Let's keep it going. Let's go, boys. Give me some more of that music. Oh, man. I wish they would have kept it going. Oh, man. Not gonna lie, though. Was not expecting that. Definitely was expecting a little bit more, like, the dark influence on this one. I was expecting a little bit more, like, started like more of the down-tuned shows. I don't know what people are saying that this one was like the heaviest one, or they're more like what people one that liked the most. I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing that with a different one. But when you have a song titled "Rage," man, you would have to think that that's like one of their heaviest ones. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you think it would be one of their most intense songs just because of the title alone, man. It kind of threw me off a little bit, not gonna lie. They had a lot of more, like a little bit more EDM influence, I feel like, in this one. I mean, they did have the subtle gents, they had the subtle groovy kind of Meshuggah type riffs in there. But like I said, they have, different, it was a very different vibe. Not gonna say, I'm a little bit disappointed, honestly, on this one. But my guy here definitely has that unique voice to him, not gonna lie, though. He definitely does those clean, those poppy kind of choruses, those poppy verses very well. He definitely knows how to, play with his voice, play with the vocals, says, or like play around with certain words. But when he does those high screams, though, when he does those highest, fry screamy kind of like stuff in the chorus there, like, I like that, man. Let's get some more of that. Get some more of those high screams in there. Get some like low screams in there, man. Let's get some of the stuff, that makes the, just make the song amplify it even more. Just show off more of that energy. Show off more of that emotion with those screams kind of like underlying the vocals. I feel like that would enhance the track a little bit more, in my opinion. But like I said, we have the subtle guitar work here and there. We kind of had like a groovy breakdown towards the end of the track there after that second kind of like EDM break kind of thing they were doing here. But this one's very different. Not gonna lie, it probably won't be one of my favorite ones off the track, to be honest. But hopefully the new album comes out with it. But hopefully when the EP drops, we get some more heaviness, we get some more kind of groovy bits here and there. But hopefully The Name of the Father isn't my only favorite track off this EP. Then I'll definitely be disappointed from these guys. But not gonna lie, man, this one is definitely more poppy influence. This one's definitely more influenced with the EDM style, vocals, the EDM style beats, stuff like that. Not typically an EDM fan, not gonna lie, but it is different to see kind of them mixing different genres, mixing what they could do, but it is a creative process, not gonna lie. So I don't know if that's their whole backbone, if he is kind of like a poppy, more of a pop fan than a metal fan. I don't know where these bandmates come from, because no one knows where they're coming from yet. So hopefully we get to find that out in the near future. But like I said, man, I like the image, I like the imagery, I like the costumes, I like the style, the play style's very different. It kind of remind me a little bit, Dance Gavin Dance kind of vibes with the jumpiness of the riffs in there a little bit. But not gonna lie, man, I love these guys, so hopefully they stick with it. Hopefully we get some more surprises in the near future. So, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite one off this band is so far, because let me know if you do like this band, or if you think that they're being, if you think if they're being too mainstream, or if you're surprised and excited like me to come out and see what that EP is all about. But we're just gonna have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. But be sure to hit that subscribe button, especially new here, because we're going through 7 bands channel. You really want to miss out on a single one, I guarantee that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.